From dusty pyramids to turquoise Nile, reimagining souvenirs the right way. Hello and welcome to the podcast where we transform everyday marketing touchpoints into extraordinary experiences. Today we're diving into a story that perfectly captures the essence of what we explore on this show. I'm taking you behind the scenes of a project that reveals the psychology of premium merchandise. You'll hear how I transformed souvenirs for the TUT immersive exhibition from predictable tourist trinkets into coveted design objects that sold out in just 3 days. This isn't just about museum gift shops. The principles I'll share apply whether you're creating merchandise for a luxury hotel, cruise line, corporate event, or retail brand. You'll learn exactly how to elevate your branded products from forgettable to unforgettable without breaking your budget. If you've ever received a branded item and thought, what am I supposed to do with this? Or if you're responsible for creating merchandise that truly represents your brand's value, this episode is especially for you. So grab your favorite mug, hopefully one you actually love, and let's explore how the humble souvenir can become a powerful brand ambassador that creates 365 moments of connection every year. Recently, I had the honor of creating a souvenir collection for the TUT exhibition, and I want to share this project story with you. It perfectly illustrates how even the most overused theme can shine with new colors when approached with the right concept, overcoming merchandise cliches. Imagine you're tasked with developing a souvenir collection for an Egyptian exhibition. What first comes to mind? Probably sandy tones, pyramids, hieroglyphics, sphinxes, everything we've seen 1,000 times in every souvenir shop from Cairo to New York. The problem is obvious. If you create another collection like everyone else's, it will simply get lost among many similar ones. Worse yet, it will become that tourist trash people buy out of politeness, then tuck away in a drawer at home. I wanted to create something more than just souvenirs. I wanted these items to evoke genuine emotions, become part of everyday life, and create a lasting connection with the exhibition and its theme. Reimagining the color palette. The first thing I decided to change was the color scheme. Instead of the obvious sandy and golden tones, I turned to another aspect of Egyptian culture, the life-giving force of the Nile and the sacred turquoise stone. Few people know that turquoise was one of the most revered stones in ancient Egypt. Its rich blue-green color symbolized life, rebirth, and protection. Pharaohs wore turquoise jewelry, temples and tombs were decorated with it. Tutankhamun himself was buried with numerous items made from this stone. The Nile was the center of Egyptian civilization, a source of life in the desert. Its deep blue waters, changing to turquoise hues in shallow areas, created an amazing contrast with the surrounding sands. This palette, from deep blue to bright turquoise, became the foundation of my collection. Fresh, unique associations immediately emerged, reminiscent of modern luxury brands rather than dusty artifacts. Lessons from luxury brands. What works in practice? Creating the collection, I drew inspiration from recognized merchandising masters, brands like Tiffany and Company, Hermès, and Dior. What makes their souvenirs so desirable and long-lasting? Functionality and everyday use. Tiffany's most successful items are those people use daily: mugs, notebooks, home accessories. I wanted to create not just decorative memento items, but things that would naturally fit into everyday life. Quality materials. Luxury brands never skimp on materials, even for their accessible lines. High-quality porcelain, natural silk, excellent paper. These materials create a tactile pleasure that cannot be imitated. Subtle branding. Notice how delicately luxury brands place their logos. Often they're almost invisible or integrated into the design. This is the opposite of loud souvenir products with huge inscriptions, consistent aesthetics. All collection items should look like a unified whole, even if they are completely different in function. Hermès masterfully creates diverse items united by a recognizable style. What made it into the King Tut collection? Guided by these principles, I created a collection including porcelain mugs and travel mugs with elegant patterns in turquoise blue palette, inspired by the waters of the Nile and protective symbols of ancient Egypt, silk scarves with a modern interpretation of scenes from Tutankhamun's life, executed in rich shades of blue and turquoise, decorative pillows with abstract patterns reminiscent of the Nile's flow and hieroglyphic motifs. Tea sets made of fine porcelain with gold accents, modern but with references to ancient Egyptian aesthetics. Notebooks and journals of the highest quality with minimalist design inspired by papyrus and ancient scrolls. Each item was created with the thought that it should look appropriate not only in the exhibition's gift shop, but also in a modern interior on a desk or in a suitcase while traveling. Results that exceeded expectations. The collection surpassed all expectations both commercially and in terms of image. 47% increase in average purchase. Visitors willingly acquired more expensive items thanks to their quality and unique design. A typical audience. The collection attracted people who usually aren't interested in tourist souvenirs, interior designers, art lovers, collectors, social media. Collection items regularly appeared on Instagram and Pinterest, creating additional advertising for the exhibition. Long-term relationships. Many visitors returned specifically to purchase additional items from the collection, creating extended engagement with the exhibition. Reputational effect. The unique merchandise elevated the exhibition's status, emphasizing its serious yet contemporary approach to art and history. A universal formula for any brand. This story isn't just about one successful project. It illustrates a universal formula that can be applied to absolutely any souvenir collection. Rethink the obvious. Find an unexpected aspect of your theme that can be brought to the forefront. Create items for daily use. Souvenirs should be part of life, not gathered dust on a shelf. Never economize on quality. Even with a limited budget, it's better to make fewer items of higher quality. Think about visual harmony. All items should look like a unified collection, complementing each other, create an emotional connection. Your collection should tell a story, evoke feelings, not just remind of a place or event. These principles work regardless of theme and budget. They apply to museum gift shops as well as corporate merchandise, hotel souvenirs, resorts, or cruise ships. From souvenir to object of desire. We live in an era of conscious consumption where people increasingly reject unnecessary things. Typical souvenirs with loud logos and low-quality execution are increasingly perceived as trash with delayed disposal. But at the same time, there's growing demand for authentic quality items that carry history and meaning. Items that don't just remind of a place or event, but continue to give emotions and impressions long after purchase. That's why it's so important to approach merchandise creation strategically with a deep understanding of psychology and aesthetics. Then, an ordinary souvenir can transform into an object of desire, comparable to luxury brand products, not in price, but in the emotional response it evokes. And isn't that what real marketing is about? Creating an emotional connection between brand and person? Your next step. If you liked my approach and want to apply these principles to your brand, whether a museum, hotel, corporation, or event, I'd be happy to share more detailed experience. In many years working with premium merchandise, I've accumulated many success stories, and am ready to help you create a collection that will exceed all expectations. Love, get inspired, and surround yourself with beauty. What souvenirs have stayed with you for years? What makes them special? Share in the comments. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to our podcast and share with friends. Until next time.